Hello there, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, and members of the public. My name is Tatiana Arnaud. I am your city engineer, and I'm here to present Agreement A-8492 with Toro Enterprises Incorporated for lift station improvements at stations 1, 2, and 30 under specification number PW21-89. So the recommendation today is that the City Council approve and authorize the following for a total of $3,586,800 in project funds for the lift stations 1, 2, and 30 improvements, project specification number PW21-89, project number 226601. The first of that recommendation being the mayor to execute agreement A-8492 with Toro Enterprises Incorporated in the amount of $2,989,000 for the project. 2, approving a project contingency amount of $298,900. Number 3, a project allocation amount of $298,900 for engineering, inspection, survey, and project management. And finally, number 4, authorize the finance director or designee to approve a budget appropriation in the amount of $2,686,800 from the available wastewater operations fund balance for the use of this project. So back in May of 2021, Public Works Engineering and the Wastewater Maintenance Division performed condition assessments on all of the city-owned lift stations within our existing sewer collection system. So with that analysis, we created a scope of work for each of those lift stations, as many of them had a lot of deferred maintenance and items that needed to be basically improved upon, right? And so we worked with operations and prioritized the rehab of each lift station based on its condition of the structure, the mechanical equipment, the electrical panels, and any other operational constraints that they may be running into, right? So maybe we have pumps that are undersized or oversized, and so they're working overtime or not enough. And so there's a delicate balance between all of these things. And so we took all of that into consideration to optimize the system, essentially. And so this planned work was presented and approved by City Council as part of the capital improvement program at that time. We then engaged an on-call consultant to help us complete the design and any of the specifications to go along with it. And then we completed those in May of this year, and we advertised for construction in June of this year. So this has been a project that we've been working on for approximately a year, and now we're finally at the point where we're ready to award this thing. And so for lift stations 1 and 2, the goals and objectives here are to rehabilitate the wet wells, basically replace the pumps, mechanical equipment, and electrical equipment, but with that comes a standardization of that equipment as well. So we have different kinds of components and equipment in all of our lift stations. So with this, we're actually trying to standardize it across the board, so that way it's easier for maintenance, and also we can keep certain things on hand that we could use at multiple places versus just the one lift station, the one location. In addition to that, there'll be new hatches which will improve access and safety for our staff. We will be installing new flow meters, bypass connections. There's going to be some site civil improvements to help with truck turning around the facility and just drop off of chemicals, things of that nature. And if we have any sort of drainage issues, we want to make sure that we don't have any puddling in these areas, as that just kind of adds to the deterioration, right, of the site. So we're going to go ahead and handle that with this. And then as part of this, we're actually going to add a new force main to remove a gravity interconnection. In addition, basically to better provide us with services with Channel Islands Beach Community Service District. And this is at lift station 1 only. So basically this is just to improve the way that our system interacts with the Channel Islands system. This is going to be a huge improvement. For lift station 30, we'll be doing new hatches there as well to improve access and safety for our staff, installing a new flow meter and a bypass connection. And that bypass connection is just in case we need to take the lift station down to do some sort of repairs, things of that nature, so that'll help us. The electrical equipment was replaced just recently in 2019 after her car ran into it. So we will not be replacing any of the electrical equipment there, as that was done not too long ago. And so, like I mentioned earlier, the project was advertised for construction bids in June, with bids due early in August. We received 2 bids, and the lowest responsive bidder for this project was Toro Enterprises at around $3 million. As far as the financial impact goes, just to reiterate, approximately $3 million to Toro, with another $300,000 for project contingency and another $300,000 for project allocation, for a total project cost of approximately $3.6 million. This is all being funded by the wastewater operating fund, and we do need an additional $2.7 million in appropriations from the wastewater operating fund. And the reason for that is not because we severely underestimated this work, but actually the design got done much faster than we anticipated. So we were anticipating having these appropriations come in fiscal year 23-24, but because we were able to get the work done expeditiously and put it out to bid and get the responsive bids that we were looking for, we're actually basically asking for that funding that we anticipated next fiscal year to be advanced to this fiscal year. The cost estimate for this was still within the 10% of the original engineer's estimate, so it's actually a pretty good bid that we received here. That does conclude this presentation. Thanks for listening. I'm happy to have staff answer any questions.